because the point of this live was today I woke up very pumped about this topic about content. We are creators, we are on YouTube, but also we want to build a personal brand to help other people. And how do we do that? By selling digital products, whether they are courses, memberships, cohorts, masterminds, one-on-one. They're all digital products because they're online, right? But after almost 10 years doing this, we've got a little bit of experience and perspective that we want to bring to the table, because I know there are so many people that are confused about what type of content they need to create in order to have clients, in order to get to sell their digital products, in order to connect with people. And we want to give our perspective because we've done it for such a long time that maybe we can help somebody out there struggling with their message, struggling with what type of content and how to really, I'm just repeating myself here, but you get the point. And the first thing I want to talk to you about is the argument around, shall we give everything out for free? I think this has been going on for years now, and the prevailing wisdom is that everybody's saying, sure, you need to give everything out for free. And I feel like there is a sort of a yes and no kind of answer to that. And I just want to share our experience with it because it can be very confusing for a lot of people. I have seen people sharing literally everything they have in their curriculum and not have success. And I just want to talk about the why that's happened. You, Alessia, you started Lazy Dancer Tips and you gave everything for free immediately, right?
I did. It was one way for me to share what it felt right. Right? You start a conversation with your people, especially if your channel is new. It was a little bit like throwing spaghetti on the wall and trying to figure out if it was the right audience or if it wasn't. I mean, it was the very first time that I created content online, although I knew exactly how to teach a class. I knew exactly how to work with people in person. There was always this big question mark. Would my people, or would I find a group of people that would actually like what I was doing online? It was a new world for me. I had no idea. And so I started creating. I started creating out of love. I started creating and giving out. But I think I was also creating to get something back. So there was that feeling of, am I doing the right thing? Have I, it was more out of validation. So that what I think that was I was also looking for. If everything that I was doing was right, rather than being secure that something was going to work. Um,
Hey, yes,
Good flow, Karina.
love
So
you guys. You're making me money. Yeah, you are welcome. It's great when clients jump on the live chat. Surprise, we didn't even know we were going live anyway. So sorry, Alessia.
And this was like one of the interesting kind of discoveries. So, was I actually creating my content out of just giving, out of trying to find validation? I had no idea how to actually make money out of a YouTube channel. The very beginning, we started with this massive idea of it's going to be so successful that we are going to live out of the AdSense.
The ad revenue.
The
That
ad
was my
revenue.
evil plan.
That was the evil
You
plan.
do the video, I'll collect the money.
And I'm sure, like, as a creator, as a digital creator, you go through that kind of phase of thinking that the more views you have, the more you create, the more you give, the better the ad revenue was going to be. But it was a massive mistake until we actually said, well, we need to create a business that goes behind the channel. Otherwise, we're just going to be here making peanuts rather than actually creating a life for ourselves. And especially, we are not really helping our people out because I'm just creating so much that doesn't go anywhere. So yes, I started giving so much for free without even knowing where I was going, without even having an idea on how I could help my people out fully. To me, helping them out was to give them more, to
to give them everything they
Okay.
needed to succeed. In your case, was learning everything about ballet, doing it in a
Comfort of
comfortable
the
home,
home.
but that was mainly how to do things.
Correct.
Right. But the other day I posted a post on Facebook where I was scrolling through my phone pictures to find the right pictures to attach it to this post. And I found exactly the time where we started selling our membership. And I had a screenshot of our YouTube channel that had around 34,000 subscribers. And that kind of shocked me because it put me back into memory lane where we were struggling to sell a $9 product. And we had 34,000 subscribers on the channel. The channel was booming. We had so many new people every day. We have videos that had thousands of views every day. And yet, when you started inviting people, hey, you can join our membership, nobody really jumped on it like the way we expected it. And then it took us quite a long time to understand what the heck are we doing here, why they're not moving, why they don't want what you have. And that's what we want to talk to you about. Like, if you want to grow an audience, do what we did. Like, do people add value constantly, give them what you think they want, what they think they want, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're helping them. It means that you're just giving them a piece of candy, a piece of lolly, like they say in Britain. But that does not transform lives. The only way you can transform lives is when people say, they move from, okay, thank you for your videos. I'm kind of watching them. I'm not really doing anything, but I feel like motivated with it. Into, okay, no, today's the day where I invest in myself and I follow a program, I follow a path, I follow a journey, which is way more involved than just saying, yeah, I watched the video, that was nice. Yeah, I really like you. Thank you
Yes,
so
I'm still
much.
receiving a lot of messages that says, "Thank you very much for the class. It was very nice. I'll see you later. Bye." But there is never a, "Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I needed. Where do I work with you? Where do I sign up for more?" I was looking exactly for this because you gave me exactly what I needed to start, and now I want to keep going. So it's been a very big revelation on how some stuff that we did worked really well, and some stuff that we did could have been much better and much clearer and much directed into helping our audience out into the path that we're looking for.
Just to give you some perspective, like the Lazy Dancer Tips channel generated well over $1 million in sales. Well, thankfully, because we understood how to connect with people and how to create offers that people wanted and how to keep them for longer. It's a bigger conversations, but we it, at the present moment we have
1,000.
235,000 subscribers, right? And we generated a substantial amount of money with that audience. But knowing what we know now, this channel, the Profitable Talents channel is such a tiny thing. It's like on nowadays it's like 1,500 subscribers. I've got 400 followers on Instagram. It's almost like it's a lot of people, but it's not huge, right? I've got 100 people in my email list. And we have already generated more than six figures with this tiny audience. So what we want to talk to you about is like, how do we create content and not just create an audience that then they'll never buy from you, but how do we create an audience of followers that fall in love with you because of what you can do for them? And I feel like there is a time and place for how to content. Like, you want to share how you do the things that you do. It's part of the content strategy that I would suggest. But there are some things that some people that say, I want to build a personal brand to sell my products, never get to because they don't know that that's what people need. And what people need sometimes is not the how to, is I've got my notes here. It's telling them who they need to become, for example, who they need to become to step into this new venture. For example, we've had lots of problems in the ballet for adults niche, because one thing is to say, here's how you do a plie. Another thing is to tackle the psychological barrier that people have in their mind. Well, but I'm too old for ballet. Well, I'm too inflexible. I'm too out of shape. Well, in that case, we needed to create content that pushed people to level up, to say, this is just a mental limitation. And I want you to, I'm going to make it easy for you, but also I want you to raise to the challenge. Are you the woman that decided that society dictates what you practice and not practice? Or are you one of us? You know, that's something that Alessia has become so good at, that sometimes when I read her emails, I'm like super pumped and motivated, because that's what people need. Like, this is what you should think about. Like, what do my people need to hear to actually make a move towards something they know they want? So tell them how they need to become, right? For them to get what they want. Tell them what they're trying right now that is not working and why that's not working. Stuff like, if you just watch the videos and don't practice them, that's not going to make it. If you just do it once and you expect that results will come out of nowhere, or if you think that you need to be in class and competing with 15 years old people while practicing ballet, that is not working. That's not what they need to. We need to break that self-limiting belief. And one of the most important thing is getting out of our own head into selling. Like, selling is something that I feel like we don't want to do, because it feels like we want to push people. And but what you're really doing is just showing people a way for them to actually achieve what they want. So inviting people to into your world should be something that is not icky, should be something that you cannot wait to do, because that's the only way they can transform. And therefore, I think we started with just the first type of content, right? How to content, that's safe, that's your element. You can tell them exactly how to do everything. But if you never tell them who they need to become, they never understand why what they're doing is not working, if they never get invited into your world, how are they going to know? And that is the core of everything, really. If you get that, if you understand that, that's already going to level up your content in a way that you never imagined. And that's what we started doing. And people don't just say thank you for your video. They say, okay, great, how do I work with you? How do I buy your thing? How do I get into your world? That is the activation that you need to create in your audience for things to happen.
I think there were a couple of things that I was afraid of, one in specific. I wasn't very much into following the so-called algorithm. I was so much trapped into having to create one video a week, that the only thing that I was thinking about was this was comes natural, that's what comes easy for me, and therefore I'm just going to create something that is in my comfort zone. But in that point, I figured that by staying in the comfort zone, I also did not push my people. I did not push them into becoming someone that they needed to become, into finally entering my world. So the fact that I was just following the algorithm, and the fact that I said, oh, it's so tiring, I started actually creating because I had to create rather than helping out. Another thing that I found that stopped me a lot into making probably what lazy dance tips could have become much quicker and in a bigger scale, or much stronger in the brand that it was because I was afraid to be myself. I was afraid to be polarizing in that specific way and to become the leader that my people needed. And I found that that was my own limitation. That was all my own self-limiting belief, that I said, if I make everyone happy, then I've got more chances for people to enter my world and more people to come in what I have created. So I'm not gonna make anyone unhappy. Everyone is gonna be happy. But by doing so, I actually not made everyone happy. Everyone kind of stayed halfway. And also I made myself unhappy because I wasn't free to create out of my own heart, out of my own way of being. And so at one point I decided that it was enough for me. And I said, this is what I want to create. This is the person I am. And therefore, I'm going to create content that, yes, will be very polarizing, even the way I write and the way I am, in the way I'm okay with changing with time, changing with age, changing I'm creating in speaking. And therefore, it's very natural that the content that you create becomes so polarizing because some people are okay with changes like you are, some others are not. And therefore, what I found was that people were leaving, some people were leaving, some people were coming, almost to say, I am not I don't resonate with you anymore. And some others that said, I'm finally resonating with you. Finally, you're stepping up into the leader that you needed to become in order for me to enter your world. So I found that creating the content and creating what you actually put out, it has to be an activation for your people, but also for yourself. You have to be okay and comfortable in stepping into the shoes of becoming a leader and not being afraid of being polarizing and apologetically yourself. And I think that was the main two things that kind of made me realize I could have done better, but I'm here telling you that now because I needed that process and I needed that discovery. But now I'm happy where I am because now I'm creating content that is finally aligned with who I am and what I do and how I want to feel, but especially the people that I want in my world. So the more I am myself, the more bubbly and the more it's not even about cheerful because I've always been cheerful. Um, Cat is mischief here, but the more I am in that specific mindset, the more people are flocking in, and the more I feel that I'm saying the right things for myself and for them, the more are jumping into the offers and products that I'm actually putting out there. And it's a beautiful feeling because it feels so right that when you're writing something, that when you're creating a reel, it's finally saying, yes, this is so me. This is like, it feels so right. And that's exactly how I want my world to be, because then, only then, you will be jumping into your own world and creating out of heart, out of feeling good, right? It's one of those things that you just go, I can't wait to create these for my people because it's aligned with them and it's aligned with me. So remember these two things. Never follow what the algorithm says. And yes, it will have to be polarizing in order for your people to jump into your world. This is what like the two main things that I've learned into branding, right? Branding yourself, branding your channel, your Instagram page, your Facebook page, whatever it is. The way you are, it's your brand. The way you are in your own unapologetic way, that's when everything starts falling into place.
And yeah, branding is just the perception that people have about you and everything you do. But I love what Alessia said before. Like at the end of the day, branding is also and starts from what you perceive about yourself, right? And we're so passionate about this because we started with the how to ourselves. We obsessed over the algorithm, what's gonna make a YouTuber successful. We mastered that, obviously, but then we had to fall back into our heart to find really the connection with our people. And because we're so passionate about this, we put together a series that is called Activated. The name is for a reason, and it's free for just a couple of days again. Um, It's a series of trainings that we put together for you to get out of your head, fall back into your power, and truly understand the content that will connect back to your audience, and really finding what is the source of your brand. How do you want to be perceived? The link is in the description box below. Also, there is a VIP package that if you join the VIP on the 30th of this what month is this? January. On January, we're gonna go live on a coaching/implementation call where we can actually coach you on these topics and level up your brand, your content, and switch on your sales.
Plus, you can keep activated for as long as you want because it's going to be there and you can listen it on a repeat over and over and over again.
And we're going to drop an offer on the 30th of January for a program that we're going through specifically for content and how to pre-sell your audience with content. It's specifically for that, but we're only gonna offer special price to the VIP people. So if you're interested, link description box below. You've sort of touched on your personal power in a way, the fact that you needed to own it, because owning it is the key all the time. And it's such an elusive concept. What does it mean to own it? Like, there are a few things that are important that I also had to learn. What does it mean to own it? There are a couple of things that to me are crucial. When you think of a brand, you think about values, specific values. I always think about what comes to mind if I think about Ferrari, for example. Ferrari is speed, is passion, is no limits, is loud and
Red.
flashy and red, right? That is the thing that they've built over the years with everything they've done. And I, for example, was in a place where when I started this side channel, this business side channel, I started with what was familiar, YouTube, and then changed my mind. And then we went into email marketing, we went into marketing, we went into funnel, like all of the things that I knew how to do because I've always been a generalist. But that's the best way to be forgotten by everybody. And the light bulb moment that I had was when I watched Culinary War on Netflix, which is a Korean series where chefs from Korea, they compete with each other basically to find out who's the best, right? Classic. And then I thought, they were like 100 or something like that, 100 chefs in the room cooking their best meals ever. Um, Out of 100, I asked myself, which one do I remember? And there were all the people that had one thing that their speciality. Like there was the barbecue guy, there was the knives guy, there was the old guy with lots of experience. They always had one thing. Does that mean that they only do one thing? No. But I remember them for that. That is their brand. They're branding themselves because so this way they channel their passion through a lens so that people can perceive them, but also they can offer more once people are in. And therefore, how does it apply on us, on our social media content, on our personal brand? Having a lens with which people will get you you'll get known for something. That is the most one of the most important thing that I've learned this year. This year is like 2026. I knew this all along. Every time we work with clients, I constantly ask them, what do you want to be known for? Because what you say is very scattered, right? I don't remember that. It's techno jargon. Like, what do you want to be known for? Settle on few things. And what am I doing? I'm going across the board. And I'm like, why do I think it doesn't apply to me? And it does apply to me as well. That's why I had to think about, okay, what are the main things that we do with clients? We do so many things. We redesign their offer. We realign their nervous system around money. We pump them up and their confidence when they lost their power. We tell them the strategy with so many things, right? And they're all important when you want to build an online business. But what are the crucial things to me? What are the things that we are passionate about, that we can speak about day and night? How to create content and how to structure offers that are aligned with our lifestyle. That are the two main things. And these are the two main things that we're going to talk about more and more and more moving forward, because this is who we are. So my question to you is, what do you want to be known for? What is your lens? What is the things that you want people to perceive about you? Like, if I asked you, Alessia, now, what do you think people perceive of you in the lazy dancer tips world?
I'm mainly two things. The one that will rekindle your childhood ballet dream, as well as finding your femininity through ballet. It's for women. That's what they want. That's something that they had, that they wanted to do since childhood. It's something that they wanted to finally fulfill, that no one could actually now in adulthood say, no, you can't do it. And also, there are women out there that want to work out elegantly, because no one wants to go to a smelly gym with men that look like monkeys and go, oh, what
Yeah, I don't
nice
mind.
legs. I know you do, you don't, but I do. I want to be around girls, and I want to, do girly things, and I want to be elegant, and I want to feel elegant and use muscles in a very elegant way.
Absolutely.
So those are my two things. My two things. So if you come into my world, that's what we speak about. So that's what we go through. That's the dreams, the way of feeling great and feminine and strong and unapologetically ourselves, and working out beautifully, because that's what ballet does. It teaches you about elegance.
Do you see the vibe of this thing? Like, do you see that it almost has got a smell to it? It's got a color to it. It's got a
But the beauty
sound of it.
And the beauty of it is that I can literally just work around anything that I have learned in ballet. So going back to the basic and the steps and the splits and the flexibility and the fitness behind it and the music, everything is around, like I can play around with it. But now I've got a specific goal. I've always had that specific goal that I want to create with people, that once they get into my world, this is where they're going to be focused on, right? So there's no kids in there. That's not their world. It's not 15-year-old or someone that wants to become a professional. But we are very like, there is fun, but there is also a method. There is a path. There is a way to tackle every single day. But that's like, you will not come in my world if you want to become a professional. That's not what I am for. So you're already polarizing. You're already putting people on the side to say this is not the place for you. Plus, the way I speak in my content, I tell them, I'm not going to take you by the hand. Like I tell you, like it's 50-50 work. I can tell you where to push. I can tell you how to push it, but you've got to put in the work. So I decide that the people that are in my world, they're not whinging and moaning and saying, it's too hard. Oh my God, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to leave because it's too hard. Then it's not the world for you. So already the way the content that I create on social media pre-sells everything that I've got in the back end and how I want my people to walk in. So that's how you create also a culture of people that walk into your world and work with you strongly, and they will be happily buying more from you over and over again, because they know you. Then they know that um, you can actually get them the results that they were looking for. They're in the right place.
Oh, yes, exactly. They're in the right place. You make them feel they're at home,
Yeah.
right? And you are not the only ballet instructor in the world. You're not even a ballet instructor. You're not. You are like a ballerina that created a universe for you where you can fulfill your ballet dreams, right? It's almost like difficult to attach a name to what you do, because that's you. And that is the point of building a brand, that it's uniquely you. Well, first of all, you are unique. You don't have to be the only one doing the thing that you do, but you have to be very intentional about fully be you, like Alessia finally mastered, finally blossom into, grown into this person that is now sure of what you're all about. And that is the key. Because the key to this is like you need to be sure about who you are and make people perceive that that it's connected. Like you want the same passion to transpire. Let's see. Please check the link, please. They don't work. I'm gonna paste the link for activated in the chat so that you have it. And the VIP will be right after when you register, and you get access immediately. So that's exciting. If you don't know what you're all about, if you are confused about, okay, yeah, I know so many things, I don't know exactly how to focus and channel my lens, get into activated. That is, we've done that for this reason. We want you to get out of your head specifically through activation trainings that will focus you. That will say, at the end of them, you'll say, that is why it wasn't working. This is who I am. Now I'm clear. That's the point of activated. Just jumping right now because it's super cool. Where was I? Where was I going with this?
You've got your notes.
I've got my notes. When you decide your lens, everything starts popping up. Like you mentioned something, I needed to be bold. I needed to be polarizing. And sometimes we don't go there because we don't want to upset people. Well, guess what? You're upsetting everybody or getting ignored by everybody. So I don't want to please people. I want to call the right people to rise and maybe being hated by few of those that really are against what I'm saying, who I am and my vibe, and that's okay. Because at least I'm being honest with myself, I'm being genuine, and I'm calling my people, guys, here's the club. You need to join me because if you are like me, probably you feel a little bit alone. Well, you know what? I'm your leader. Come with me. You know the vibe. You describe the vibe. And when you can describe and almost make it feel it, that's when you know a brand, it's tangible. That's when you know you're in a safe space. And that's when people will start saying, how do I buy from you? Because that's, you make me feel at home. There is a longer conversation to be done around branding, but the starting point is to joining Activated. The link is in the description box below or in the chat. The third and last point that I wanted to touch on when talking about content that sells your offers is offers. For one specific reason. The online business world is only probably like 30 something years old, super young, but at some point over the years, maybe because of the guru marketing, maybe because of, I don't know, it's almost like established what you should be doing. Oh, you should sell a course, or you should have a membership, or you should just do one-on-one high ticket, or you should do a mastermind, or you should do mid-ticket, whatever that is. I'm telling you right now, there are no rules whatsoever. The only rule that I'd like you to have is to create aligned offers, because if they are not aligned, you're not going to be feeling the love, you're not going to be feeling excitement around them, and you're not going to sell them in your content. Now, what does aligned mean? For example, you never wanted to do one-on-one.
No.
And you were clear since the beginning, like, I don't want to do one-on-one, I don't want to trade my time for money, also because you found like that there's no way I can charge high ticket for ballet classes, because that's when you started, right?
Because I think like what I was doing, I was comparing myself to in-person ballet classes that were in big cities. And I said, okay, if that is a big city, it's a big city market, that's what happens. It's just a ballet class. There was no end goal. I couldn't see beyond it. It was always in my life, and I never really knew how to explain it. A ballet class is a ballet class, so rather than, hey, what if it had an end goal? But I felt that the way I worked and the way I work best, I work with people. So I work with the energy of people around. I wanted more people in a class, even if it was three, four, or five. That's where I work best. I feel the energy, I go around, although I'm very good with one-on-ones. But I always felt that a ballet class one-on-one, especially for a beginner, is very time and effort consuming on my side, energy consuming on my side. And as much as I care about my people, I don't think I work best around there. And I tried it. We tried it. Like we did a couple of tests where I did a one-on-one for I think it was a package of five one-on-one classes that they had to come and be with me live on on Zoom. I hated it. I hated every single moment because it's like I need to be so focused on them and I need to show them they're beginners, they're right there. I need to do it with them, and it was way too much. And so I decided that for that it was best to have a course. And then we did lives and it was a group of people. And then I even did in person. And I felt more and more that for me, a group of people or a community was exactly the way of going, you know? So that's where I thrive best. I thrive with the energy of people. I love it. That's my thing. I've always been on stage with a lot, like a big audience in front of me. And that's my bread and butter,
Your
put it that way.
element, your element.
I get in my element when I'm like that. So that's it. But yeah, no one-on-one. And you're totally different.
I'm I'm versatile, but I tend to go deeper on one-on-ones. I like to speak about the person. I like to go deeper with the person. I feel it's more intimate. I give my best, but also I don't mind groups either. If there is a common goal, I like that. I used to manage teams
Mhm.
anyway, and I love the teamwork. So, but yeah, generally speaking, I'm a bit more in my element when I can focus on something specific, and that's when alignment should be your focus. Like, what is your favorite way of delivering everything, your services or your products? How best does your energy travel? And I feel like if you, every time we forced an offer, and we've done that, we made mistakes where we forced a model that was extremely successful for the season's guru of the time, when we applied it without questioning, will this work for us? Would we enjoy this? When we didn't question that, it just failed. And even after putting a lot of effort into it, even by doing everything perfectly, it did not work because the offer was not aligned. And I feel like sometimes I've seen people creating offers just because everybody else is doing them. Oh, God, everybody's got a membership. I need to do a low ticket membership. But what do? They promise one call a week. They promise hot seats. They promise they're going to review their homework. They're going to create new monthly content and plans, resources, and masterclasses for just $27 a month. And then no wonder why they burn out. Like, how is that? Not just because of the money, of course, the money is important, but people that only pay $27 a month, they are not as committed as people that pay you high ticket. So why are you dedicating so much time to people that at the end of the day don't have skin in the game? It's a energetic wrong match on pricing. Pricing also, it's super important to get right because that is also an element that activates the right people. You are not going to sell an offer, first of all, if you're not excited about that, because your body is always trying to protect you from burnout and, it wants to save energy. That's why when you do something that you love, it almost feels like you're not working at all. It feels like you are enjoying it and you can do this all day. That is flow, that is alignment, and you should follow that. But also, pricing is a tool for you to activate the right people with the right format. And then when you align an offer in a way that first you are excited about delivering this because you love delivering that in the way that you design. Maybe you don't want to do Zoom calls, so you ditch them and you do audio only. Maybe you don't want to do a call a week and you ditch it completely. Maybe you don't want to do a low ticket, you want to do a high ticket, or vice versa. Maybe you want volume and low ticket because you want to have more people in your community, and that's okay. Like, I would like you to see an offer like some kind of a puzzle. You know all of the elements, and if you don't know all of the elements, you can learn the elements from YouTube videos like we did. We did our first six figure just by learning from YouTube. Or you will hire us and we do this thing together where we align all of the pieces together so that when you are done with it, you look at your offer on paper and say, this is amazing. Like, I cannot wait to ask people to join my world, because in this group is going to be fireworks. It's priced right. My engagement in terms of time and energy is respected. Let's freaking go. This is an aligned offer just born. And that is what's going to create content that's going to be fired up, that you're going to crush it in whatever way you do. TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube, doesn't matter, because your heart is in it. But until your offer is aligned, nothing will that work, because you don't know why you're procrastinating on something if your offer is not there. Like, I don't want to sell this. Your body's telling you that I don't want to sell this. I'm afraid I'm going to burn out. I'm afraid I'm overcommitting. Yeah, but my coach told me that I should do this. Like, no, you should do anything. You shouldn't do anything. You should only follow what your body says. When everything is in alignment, then it's fireworks for real, because you don't have any mental blockages, you don't have any obstacles, and then you can go free to promote it, because it's not promotion anymore. It's an invitation for people, the right people, to rise and level up in the person they have to be. They understand what they need. They can't figure it out by themselves, but you show them the way. Ergo, they need to jump in your offers. That is the big overarching theme of what we are dedicating our days on, working with clients, and in every product we create, we're always going back to, how do I create content? How do I create aligned offers? And how do I bridge it all together so that people get me, want to be in it, and want to stay in it as well? This is what we do with our clients every day. Everybody's got completely different business models, because we don't have one thing that we teach. We sold $9 product, we sold $500 product, we sold $5,000 product, $10,000 and $20,000 products. Completely different messages, completely different models. We've done it all because I'm a nerd and I wanted to try everything. I was so into marketing and sales, and I've learned everything. I've listened to every podcast, learned from everybody. No, I'm a bit dramatic now, but yeah, I did spend a lot of time learning this stuff. So the how to is not the problem. The problem is alignment and really finding a way for you to own it, to own your message, own your power, and align your offers in the way that people get it. This is what I wanted to jump on live today and share. If you have any questions, we're here probably for another 30 seconds, and then we're gonna leave you. And I hope this was useful, because this is the core. This is the core of what we feel, what I personally feel like it's important, it's crucial. And I feel like the message is way more mature than what we used to, because I'm not into strategies. I'm not into how do I sell my things kind of stuff, because that only goes so far. I can teach you how to do something, how to sell on a webinar, but what happens if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your message, if you don't know how to own it, if you don't know how to create an aligned offer? You're going to fall flat on your bum.
So that's why you need to find out, like, you need to find your own activation, as well as the way that you activate your own people. Only then you will have a group of buyers, a group of people that say, yes, I want to be in your space. Yes, I want to be in your own world because you get me, you understand me, and also I can learn from you and activate and take the next step. This is why we're created Activated. Activated is going to be free for the next couple of days.
30th of January.
30th January is going to go away, but you can keep it if you get into the VIP. Plus, on the 30th with the VIP, you can have us live having a coaching implementation call about the content, about Activated. So anything that is in your mind, we are there for you. And surprise, surprise, there's going to be a surprise at the end because we are going to share a offer about how we create the brand and how we actually pre-sell with content online, and so people will jump into your world. And there's going to be a special offer only for those that are in Activated VIP. We will release it later, but hey, you get special price if you get into VIP of Activated. So I highly recommend
Link in description.
Link in description or in the chat. So I highly recommend to get into Activated. I had so much fun actually putting it together. There is so much gold into it.
It's the best thing.
It's one of the best things we've ever created. I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait for you to listen to it. And I want you to listen on repeat, that you get it in your head and you get it in your ear, and you go, "This is exactly what I needed to do, and this is exactly how I activate my people. This is exactly how they're gonna jump into my offer right now." So, and this is a light version of what the next program is going to be. So,
and also what it feels like to work with us, which if you had never experienced is going to be a surprise for you, and I can't wait for you to get back to us and say, guys, this is freaking amazing, because it is. And with that, we'll leave you on the next live. Maybe we can do this more often. I kind of like this format. We'll see. Leave a message if you liked it. Leave a message if you didn't like it.
For the rest, see you there. See you very soon, and especially I'll see you in Activated, guys. So great.
We'll see you in the VIP call. See you there.
Ciao.
Ciao.